right, they're legends. Calvin down in the den, checking out some captain options for you this week. Now, hey, little tip of the hat to old Calvin here. Top three last week were Toot Miller 147, Petrarca 136, and even Clayton Oliver, a little bit of a smoky there at 120. However, we need to look at the captains for this week, and at the top of the tree, you would have seen it already, is Toot Miller. And how could you not have him there? He should have a field day against the Giants. Last time he played him, he had 155. Coming off that 147, there's no reason why you cannot go with the guy who feels the stat in every single line. Not like Jack Steele, who doesn't take a mark. Toot gets it done. Do not worry about him. If you've got him, well done. Great starting player. He should be your number one pick. Second, I like Andy Brayshaw as well. He came into captains for me in round one, actually. So there's a nice little sneaky one. But he's only up against West Coast. Yeah, man, he's on fire at the moment. He had 103 against West Coast last year. But here's a little flag for you. Just a little one. It's the last game of the round. Okay. And I reckon, if I was West Coast, this would be happening. I reckon he might cop a little bit of attention from Xavier O'Neill. Now, this is something they tried to do in round one. O'Neill went to Took. I can't see this being a problem though. Hence, Brayshaw in at number 2. Number 3, Petrarca. Based on form alone, he's averaging 139. And although the Bombers are one of his worst teams to score against, that's interesting. He had 113 against them last year, but stats like that carry across his career, so it's not a big concern. That one is at the MCG. Lachie Neale at home against North Melbourne. Ticks a lot of boxes. Great pick, everyone who got on him. He's the 4th highest averaging player from 2 games this year, coming off that big 145 last week. He had 111 against North last year. The only little flag there, a few flags popped up here, Cal, good work. Working pretty hard this week. Well, yeah, got to, Cal, because Warnie's been sick and Cal's got to work extra hard. Same as you, Roy, doing a great job. Thank you. Right, back on. Interestingly enough, North Melbourne have only given up two tons this year in total. Now, that's probably more of a indicating of who they've played against. Luke Shuey was the highest scorer against them last week with 103. No flag, he's at home, he'll dominate. I'm going Jack Steele again against Richmond as my 5th best pick, just because, look, he had 105, he had 13 tackles, he had 107 the week before. It sounds like I'm making up a lot of excuses here. Against Richmond, 114, 115 last year. The scores against Richmond have been rolling in though, so they gave, who's that there? They gave 4 tons to GWS last week, and they gave some big tons to Carlton the week before. I think Steele can get rolling this Sunday. Marvel. Other guys I like that definitely should be considered. Sam Walsh comes into my top 6 in number 6 spot. Look, he only had like 89 last week. He had 104 last year against the Hawks. But this is why we need to be looking at Carlton players against Hawthorn. Last week, Port Adelaide lost. Right, they lost. Boak, 152, 39 touches. Amon, 148, 38 touches. Butters, 137 from 29. Ollie Wines, 128 from 36. Walsh will have 40 touches. Mark my words right now. He will have a day out, so will Cripper. This game is a Sunday first up, so just make sure. That's probably not a vice captain option here. It'd be awesome if this was early. I don't think you can vice captain it. Cripper, last 2 for him, 123 and 112. 107 last year against the Hawks. These guys are going to have a day out. Chera, add him to the list. First game for him this year, that 110. And even a guy like George Hewitt is going to get amongst the points. Then we look at other guys. Josh Kelly against the Suns. He averages 133 in his last 5 against them. He's going to be amazing. Last week, Melbourne had 5 guys who went over 110 against the Suns. Chuck in Taranto as well. We all didn't have the guts to start him, but he's flying at the moment. And he's got awesome numbers against the Sun, 99 and a 125. Expect a Lockie Whitfield bounce back as well this week, based on the fact that what am I looking at here? I don't even know what I'm looking at. Anyway, I'm lost. I think he had like 150 a couple of games back against the Suns. I think he's going to have a big one as well. So keep your eye on him. Who misses the cut? Well, Grundy misses the cut. He only had a 69 on Geelong last year. Sam Mitchell misses the cut. He hasn't hit a ton yet. Oh, geez. McRae misses the cut, as even as a vice captain, I reckon he could look somewhere else here, because he only had 99 last year against the Swans, and they're actually one of his worst teams to score against. So keep your eye on that. Who else misses the cut? Max Gawn misses the cut. 79 and 79. You're like, okay, maybe he's going to be better. So he's up against Draper. Big O, Oscar Mcinerney, had 75 against him this year, and Stanley had an 85. I think that's where Max could be. I think he could be that 75 to 80 guy this week. What else have we got? That's probably getting close to it. Mitch Duncan had a big score in 2020 against Collingwood. He had a 154. I don't know, draft players, keep an eye on him. Clayton Oliver, interestingly, has not turned up against Essendon in his last 4 games. So, but he's flying at the moment. You would assume that he's going to be okay. Anyway, that's enough from me for this week. Good luck, legends, and let's get a big one.